Friends don't let friends work on their B9s. What's going on, my good people? Mike Hidalgo here, and today we're talking B9s and tax returns. Today I'm going to show you how you can modify your B9 for under $1,500, whether you choose to lift it or lower it. We have a couple parts from our friends over at 034 Motorsports, so follow me into the shop to show you what we're going to do to this B9 today. And this is what we have. We have some lowering springs, a new upgraded rear sway bar with all the good mounting goodies. We have a 034 strut brace. This is going to replace the flimsy one that the Audis come with. We have some sleeves for our coil springs. These are pretty generic. You can put these on almost any set of lowering springs. They just keep the paint from rubbing off themselves as they compress, and it keeps noise down, which is going to be nice. We have our wheel spacers. These are 10mm spacers, which are going to look great with the rotiform wheels. We have some wheel studs, and we have some of 034's high density rear shock mounts. Again, keeping the budget pretty low on this. We're going to be reusing the shocks and struts and all that good stuff, but I think this should treat the car really, really well. It's going to help the handling and keep your wallet from hurting. So with that, let's go ahead and get started on this thing. Just letting the record show that this was not me. This may or may not be our boss's car, but Mike, I just took the wheel off. Don't at me, brother. I'm just a wrench. All right, so one of the things we have today from our friends over at 034 is their upgraded strut brace. Now, we're gonna get rid of this flimsy aluminum pressed, not steel. A couple 13mm bolts hitting under this cowl and one on each strut brace. Taking this out now is also going to make it easier for us to get the struts out when we do the lowering spring. So we're going to take everything out, leave it to the side, work on the front suspension, and then we'll put the strut brace in last once we're done with that. So it's pretty straightforward. We just have some weather stripping that we're going to pull forward. Get this baby out of here and set it to the side. And we have a 13 on each strut tower. And we have one on the inside. We just lift up the cowling. And let's not drop the nut in the cowl. And then we pull this baby out. No problem. What's that? How to spend up to under $1,500 on your B9? Yeah, that's what we're doing. Watch the video. So now we're just compressing the old spring so that we can safely take off our top hat. We have our 21mm pass-through socket. Now the top of the Audi struts are a M10 triple square because why would it be a regular hex head? However, we get a pretty good bite with the 8mm hex from my favorite pass-through socket set. So we'll see if that will hold. No reason that should be so tight. I'm just a guy lowering a guy's car. This baby can go back over. I'm going to remove the tension from the spring so it's not going to kill us. You should lower this thing down pretty nicely. These babies actually ride in here. This one just popped out. Might be able to get this nut started without a spring compressor. I would like to not have to use a spring compressor on this. Oh yeah, baby. No problem. Now we have a couple threads started. We can snug this baby down. 50 Newton meters is a torque spec for this top nut. Not a whole lot. All right, this is ready to go back in the all-road, so let's head on over, get this baby installed, and then we'll move on to the rest of the hardware. And then we can do the back, oh, and the strut brace. Helping me, helping Mike, helping him spend under 1,500 bucks. I think the strut brace is gonna be a real nice touch under the hood. It's gonna look a lot better than the stamped aluminum we took out, pressed aluminum. I don't know, I'm not a mathematician. We're gonna start with the passenger side. That goes there. And yes, I found the nut that I dropped earlier. Can't make this up. That one just doesn't want to live here anymore. All right, let's snug these babies up and then we'll torque them down. I'm gonna follow the same torque specs as the factory hardware, 20 Newton meters. These are gonna be some T45s. Look at that, nailed it. Nailed it first try. Let's head over to the back, get our spring put on, and then we'll reward ourselves, like I said, with some wheel spacers and wheel studs. Who put these caps on, bro? I think we'd be dealing with a freaking GT3 center lock here. Okay, no problem. Now we can lower that arm and get our spring out carefully. This perch can go back up like it never fell. And just don't look at it, it'll be fine. Bottom perch can go back in. These are keyed with a little dowel. They go on the arm. No problem. Let's get our new spring. With that, all of our springage has been installed. Only thing left to do before we install the studs and the spacers is the rear sway bar. That install can go a little bit different depending on the type of B9 you have. For us today, I am thinking we're gonna have to remove this brace. Let's get some triple square bits, let's get some wrenches, let's get the sway bar out. Reinforcement plate has to come off at least most of the way, so we're gonna go ahead and work on removing that baby, and then that's gonna make it worlds easier to get the sway bar out, but we just had to try. Saving you from trying at home. Yeah, that is stark, the size of that. can see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's been a long day. Definitely don't look at my shorts and all the grease marks on them. Last but not least, we have studs and wheel spacers. For these, we're gonna use some blue Loctite, some medium strength goodness. The key to these is to double nut them when you install them. These are bullet nose style studs from 034. Sometimes these have a hex head on the end. The hex head, if you have those style, are just designed to help you do exactly what I'm doing now. You're not gonna torque them down from there. And then when we double nut these, the goal is to bottom out the collar here on the stud up against the hub. It's gonna stop. Once it stops, you're nice and snug. I would recommend, if you're gonna put the wheels on right away, give this some time to set. And by this, I mean the thread locker. So don't go putting on and removing wheels right away. Give it some time to set, and then you'll be fine. All right, we have the last one snugged up. I just do some paint pen to, again, insurance people, just insurance. Now we can throw this beautiful spacer on. And now we can grab our wheel. Also be mindful whenever you're installing stud kits like these, you have the right seat for your wheel. This has a tapered, like, conical end. That's what these wheels call for. So that's what we're running with, but you can also use a ball seat end, which Mike's factory wheels would use if that's what he's gonna run on the car. Now that winter is almost over, you can take these winter wheels off. But for now, we'll put back on what we took off. We're gonna get these nice and snugged up. We'll get the car on the ground, torque all the now lug nuts down. I think Mike's gonna be happy with how I spent some of his tax return. So just, yeah, we'll wait until we're done to show him. But for under 1,500 bucks, modding out a B9, just a little bit, you know, tasteful, better handling, tighter feel, better looks. I think this is gonna be quite the outcome. So let me get this thing on the ground. We'll snug up some wheels and we'll show you the final results. Nice, the car hasn't even settled. I can already tell you that it's sitting way lower than it was when we started. So let's just drive this thing around a little bit, get it to really settle, and then we'll show you what's up. So look away. Looks much better. No longer 4x4 status. And you know, once we get in alignment, I think Mike's really going to be able to put this thing to the pavement and see how it feels. A good before and after, I'm sure, is in hand. Overall, there you go, my good people. How to mod your B9 with under $1,500. I think Mike's gonna be happy with this. Hopefully you learned a thing or two, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments on what we did today, or you wanna see more videos like this, we just did a C30 as well, Josh's car, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.